Om Namah Shivaya children. Let's start today's class. In this class, we will discuss the chapter Microorganism, Friend and Foe. Topics to be covered in this class: 1. Definition of micro and microorganisms. 2. Major groups of microorganisms. Living place of microorganisms. Microorganisms as friends and useful microorganism. Now, the time for some activity. Collect some moist soil from the field in a beaker and add water to it. After the soil particles have settled down, observe a drop of water from the beaker under a microscope, or take a few drops of water from a pond. Spread them on a glass slide and observe through a microscope. What do you see? These observations show us that water and soil are full of tiny organisms which are seen only under the microscope. So, they are called microorganism or microbes. Before starting about microorganisms, let us understand now what is the measurement of micro. 1 micro is equal to 1 by 1000 millimeter or 10 to the power minus 3 millimeter. If we will express it in meters, then 1 micro is equal to 10 to the power minus 6 meter. Now, you can imagine how small they are, and we cannot see them with naked eye. We have to see them under a microscope. So, they are called microorganisms. Now, the definition: living organisms which are too small to be seen with the unaided eye are called microorganisms or microbes. We need a microscope to see them. Now, are you curious about the scientist who first observed the microorganisms? Okay, he is Antony van Leeuwenhoek. During the period 1632 to 1723, around 1676, he observed bacteria under his own self-made microscope. That is why this Dutch scientist is known as father of microbiology. Now, types of microorganisms. There are 4 major types of microorganisms present in the world. These are bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae. And remember, all of them are living in nature. Viruses are also microscopic, but they are a special case, and why they are a special case we will discuss later. Microorganisms may be unicellular or multicellular, that means they may be a single celled organism or many celled in nature. Like you can see in algae, they are many celled. And regarding where they live, you just say that where they don't live, they live everywhere. They can survive in all type of environments ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs, inside our mouth, in our hand, in our legs, in soil, in water, in humans, in animals, plants, everywhere. Now, let us discuss about the bacteria. Bacteria are very small and single celled in nature. Single celled means they are made up of only one cell. Now, here you can see 3 types of bacteria. One is spiral bacteria, one is cocky or spherical bacteria, and other one is the rod shaped bacteria. Chiefly these 3 types of bacteria are present in the world. Now, they are all living cells. These are all living in nature, and there are some useful bacteria. For example, rhizobium, which helps in nitrogen fixation, and lactobacillus. Every day you are eating curd. Curd is made up of lactobacillus, which helps in making curd. And other than this, many disease causing bacteria are there, like Vibrio cholerae, which causes cholera, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which causes tuberculosis. Now, let us discuss about the fungi. Fungi are a large group of microorganisms. Some of the microorganisms are Aspergillus, Rhizopus, Penicillium and yeast. Aspergillus causes a disease, allergic sinusitis in humans. Rhizopus causes patches on bread mold, and penicillin causes a type of respiratory infection, and yeast, it is used in bakery. Algae is a large group of primitive plants which lack all basic parts of a plant like roots, stem, leaves, all these are absent in a algae. Now, important is algae contain chlorophyll and produce food by photosynthesis. These are the first group of plants. Now, some of the examples are Euglena, Spirogyra, Volvox and Chlamydomonas. Okay. Euglena is single celled, Spirogyra is you have read about Spirogyra under fragmentation, it is multicellular, and Volvox is a colonial structure. In a colony, near about 50,000 cells are present. So, what does a colony means? A colony means many cells inside one sphere. Now, protozoa. Protozoa are animals. These are the first group of animals. So, protozoa is a group of single celled microorganism and they cause mostly diseases. Now, all of you can see amoeba here, all of you have read about amoeba and paramecium, and this is Entamoeba histolytica. Entamoeba histolytica, it causes the disease amoeboic dysentery, and malaria is also caused by a protozoa. It is carried by female Anopheles mosquito, which is the carrier of the disease, but the disease is caused by one protozoa called Plasmodium. Now, viruses. These are the smallest microorganism, and as I told you earlier, viruses are of a special group. Why? Because they are the borderline between living and non-living. Now, what is borderline between living and non-living? These are non-living outside the host cell, but when they enter the living host cell, maybe a plant cell, animal cell or any bacteria, they become alive and reproduce. Most of them are parasites. So, now you have well understood why they are a special case or special group, because they are non-living outside the host cell, but when they enter a living host cell, they start living like an organism and become alive and reproduce. Most of the viruses are disease causing. They cause diseases like common cold, influenza, measles, polio, chicken pox, AIDS, etc. Now, here are the pictures of three viruses. One is adenovirus, one is poliovirus and other one is bacteriophage. This bacteriophage virus lives inside a bacteria. Now, viral diseases cannot be treated with antibiotics. All of you remember, viral diseases cannot be treated with antibiotics, and vaccines are the only solution for viral diseases. That is why now the world is after a vaccine for the coronavirus. Now, we will discuss about the friendly microbes or the usefulness of the microbes. Have you ever observed the setting of curd? We mix a little curd to a bowl of milk and keep it overnight. In the morning, we get a bowl full of curd. Now, you can see the curd here, how we are getting. Now, curd contains several microorganisms. Out of that, Lactobacillus is the important one. This bacteria promotes the formation of curd. Remember, Lactobacillus bacteria promotes the formation of curd. Bacteria are also involved in the formation of in the making of cheese, pickles, idlis, bhaturas, and idli bhatura has curd as their main ingredient. So, Lactobacillus bacteria next time when you eat curd, remember that it is the lactobacillus bacteria which promotes the formation of curd. Now see to the fluffy bread or the sweet cake you are eating, nice. These cakes are made up of one fungi. One fungi is the main ingredient in this bread and in this cake. So, yeast is used in baking industry. We have seen the picture of yeast earlier. When yeast is mixed in the dough for making bread, the yeast reproduces rapidly and gives out carbon dioxide gas during respiration. You remember anaerobic respiration which takes place. So, the bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increase the volume. This increases the size of the bread. So, again I am telling, when yeast is mixed in dough for making bread, the yeast reproduces rapidly and gives out carbon dioxide gas during respiration. Remember anaerobic respiration. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increase its volume. This makes the bread rise. This makes the bread rise. Now, look at the picture of the yeast here. We have read one use of yeast is they are used in baking industry. Now, yeast are mostly used for the commercial production of alcohol, wine and vinegar. So, here we will read about one process that is known as fermentation. So, what is fermentation? The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. This is the definition of fermentation. So, what is happening in the total process? First, yeast is added to the sugar solution. Then the beaker is covered and kept in a warm place for 4 to 5 hours. Then we can find the change in the smell of the solution. This is the smell of the alcohol. If we will taste the solution, it will give a burning taste. So, that is the taste of the alcohol. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. Louis Pasteur in the year 1857 discovered fermentation. Here is the picture of Louis Pasteur. He discovered fermentation in 1857. There are lot of commercial use of yeast. Now, let us summarize what we have discussed in this video. We have discussed definition of micro and microorganisms, major group of microorganisms like algae, fungi, bacteria, protozoa and the special case about viruses. Then microorganism as our friend or how they are being useful to us and commercial uses of yeast. And in our next video, we will discuss about antibiotics, vaccines and nitrogen cycle. So, bye bye children. Om Namah Shivaya.